Welcome to Quiz Time. I'm your host Simon. Sit back, relax, and get ready for the next 100 questions. Let's get started. Who was the highest selling artist of the 1960s? The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, or Elvis? Beatles is correct. The first interracial kiss took place on what TV show? Movin' with Nancy, Star Trek, or I Spy? Star Trek is correct. How many Oscars did West Side Story win? 10, 9, or 12? 10 Oscars is correct. KFC opened its first overseas restaurant in 1965 in what country? Canada, UK, or Japan? Japan it is. How old was JFK when he became president? 43, 45, or 42? 42 years old. Where was JFK assassinated? Dallas, Houston, or Austin? Dallas is correct. What Marvel comic book debuted in 1962? The Avengers, The Fantastic Four, or X-Men? The Fantastic Four is correct. How many times did the New York Yankees win the World Series in the 60s? 4, 3, or 2? Twice. Who did Elizabeth Taylor marry in 64? Mike Todd, Richard Burton, or Eddie Fisher? Richard Burton is correct. What type of boot became popular after being seen in London dance clubs in 65? Go-go boot, cowboy boot, Beatles boot? Go-go boot is correct. Who founded Motown Records? Berry Gordy, Diana Ross, or Marvin Gaye? Berry Gordy is correct. Why did NBC cut away from a football game between the Jets and the Raiders in 1968? Technical difficulties, air the evening news, or to broadcast Heidi? To broadcast Heidi is correct. How much did Cleopatra cost to make? 15 mil, 31 mil, or 40 mil? $31 million is correct. What food from Burger King that was introduced in 1957 became a staple of the 1960s fast food boom? Chicken wrap, chicken sandwich, or Whopper? Whopper is correct. Why did the US and the USSR almost come to war in 1962? Cuban Missile Crisis, Berlin Blockade, or Korean War? The Cuban Missile Crisis is correct. What was the name of the failed attempt to overthrow Fidel Castro? Bay of Pigs, Operation Mongoose, or Operation Sabata? Bay of Pigs is correct. The first handheld calculator was invented by whom? Alan Turing, Jack Kilby, or Steve Jobs? Jack Kilby is correct. Who broke Babe Ruth's home run record in the 60s? Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, or no one? No one broke this record. What James Bond film started the long-running spy franchise? Dr. No, Goldfinger, or Thunderball? Dr. No is correct. What made Mary Poppins so unique? It was filmed in black and white, combined live action and animation, or it was filmed in 3D. Combined live action and animation. What did Jimi Hendrix's iconic Woodstock performance include at the end? Throwing drumsticks, burning his guitar, or crowd surfing? Burning his guitar is correct. What did Yves Saint Laurent launch in '66 for women's fashion? Tuxedo suit for women, pencil skirt, or peasant blouse? Tuxedo suit for women. What code was deciphered in the 60s? Morse code, the Zodiac Killer ciphers, or the Enigma code? The Enigma code is correct. Bob Dylan's debut album was recorded in how many afternoons? 1, 2, or 3? 3 afternoons is correct. What news show debuted in 1968? Nightline, Meet the Press, or 60 Minutes? "60 Minutes" is correct. What musical won Best Picture at the 1966 Oscars? The Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, A Man for All Seasons? A Man for All Seasons is correct. Why did McDonald's introduce the fillet of fish in 1962? Because beef prices were too high, to appeal to Catholics, or to launch a new breakfast menu? To appeal to Catholics. What act did Lloyd B. Johnson sign in 1964? Civil Rights Act, Social Security Act, or Medicare Act? Civil Rights Act is correct. What countries signed the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty in '63? USA, UK, and Soviet Union, UK, USA, and China, UK, USA, and France? USA, UK, and Soviet Union. How many times did the Green Bay Packers win the championship in the 60s? 3, 4, or 5? 5 times is correct. What superhero show debuted in the 60s? Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman? Batman is correct. Rachel Caron's book warned about the overuse of what? Nuclear power, plastic, or pesticides? Pesticides is correct. What was Twiggy's iconic look? Short hair, long eyelashes, and thin? Buffet hair and bright lipstick, or bell-bottom jeans? Short hair, long eyelashes, and thin. The first band to describe their music as psychedelic rock was who? The Grateful Dead, the 13th Floor Elevators, or The Doors? The 13th Floor Elevators is correct. What show did the Beatles appear on in 1964? Hullabaloo, American Bandstand, or The Ed Sullivan Show? The Ed Sullivan Show is correct. What made Midnight Cowboys win at the Oscars so iconic? Because it was an X-rated film, because it was in a foreign language, or it was a musical? Because it was an X-rated film. What pizza franchise was founded in 1960? Pizza Hut, Domino's, or Papa John's? Domino's is correct. Who was the first human in space? Neil Armstrong, Alan Shepard, or Yuri Gagarin? Yuri Gagarin is correct. The US increased its military presence in Vietnam after what incident? Fall of Saigon, Gulf of Tonkin, or My Lai Massacre? Gulf of Tonkin is correct. Who was the first Super Bowl between Pittsburgh Steelers versus Oakland Raiders, Green Bay Packers versus Kansas City Chiefs, or Dallas Cowboys versus Miami Dolphins? Green Bay Packers versus Kansas City Chiefs. Who popularized the miniskirt? Mary Quant, Twiggy, or Gene Shrimpton? Mary Quant is correct. What was the name of the satellite that provided the first weather images from space? Sputnik, Vanguard 1, or Tyros 1? Tyros 1 is correct. André Courrèges introduced what type of fashion in Paris? Punk, hippie, or space age? Space age is correct. What was Jimi Hendrix's first and only top 40 hit? Purple Haze, Foxy Lady, or Hey Joe? Purple Haze is correct. What was the first primetime animated series that premiered in 1960? Flintstones, Jetsons, or Huckleberry Hound? Flintstones is correct. What movie did Gregory Peck win Best Actor for in '63? Roman Holiday, Cape Fear, or To Kill a Mockingbird? To Kill a Mockingbird is correct. What food did Kellogg's introduce in 1964? Rice Krispie Treats, Pop-Tarts, or Frosted Flakes? Pop-Tarts is correct. Who completed the first human spacewalk? Alexei Leonov, Yuri Gagarin, or Neil Armstrong? Alexei Leonov is correct. Who started the Cultural Revolution in China in the 60s? Zhao Enlil, Mao Zedong, or Chiang Kai-shek? Mao Zedong is correct. How many championships did the Boston Celtics win in the 60s? 9, 8, or 6? 9 championships is correct. What hairstyle emerged as a cultural statement for African Americans? Locks, frayed, or afro? Afro is correct. What horse won the Kentucky Derby in '64? Heel Rise, The Scoundrel, or Northern Dancer? Northern Dancer is correct. Where did the term mod fashion originate? London, Paris, Milan? London is correct. What was the last song ever recorded by the Beatles? Let It Be, The End, or Hey Jude? The End, ironically enough. The first televised debate was between whom? Johnson and Goldwater, Truman and Dewey, or Kennedy and Nixon? Kennedy versus Nixon. Audrey Hepburn's singing in My Fair Lady was dubbed by whom? Ella Fitzgerald, Marnie Nixon, or Judy Garland? Marnie Nixon is correct. What was the name of the first diet soda from Coca-Cola that was launched in 1963? Tab, Diet Coke, or Fresca? Tab is correct. The BBC got its third television channel called what in '64? BBC World, BBC 3, or BBC 2? BBC 2. What was the Indian-Pakistan war conflict over? Kashmir, Bengal, or Punjab? Kashmir is correct. How many points did Wilt Chamberlain score in a single NBA game? 99, 110, or 100? 100 points is correct. Gilligan's Island ran for how many seasons? 3, 4, or 1? 3 seasons is correct. What popular car hit the market in 1968? Dodge Charger, Ford Mustang, or Chevrolet Camaro? Ford Mustang is correct. What does the fashion term peacock revolution refer to? Mod youth culture in London, space-age futuristic clothing, or men's bold and colourful fashion? Men's bold and colourful fashion. What was the last #1 hit of the 1960s on the US Billboard's Hot 100 chart? Hey Jude, Something Stupid, or Suspicious Minds? Something Stupid is correct. The creation of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in 1967 led to the creation of what channel? ABC, PBS, or NBC? PBS is correct. What was the last animated movie to be personally supervised by Walt Disney before he died? The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, or 101 Dalmatians? Jungle Book is correct. What was the original flavor of Doritos? Toasted corn, nacho cheese, or barbecue? Toasted corn is correct. What country gained independence from France in 62? Morocco, Tunisia, or Algeria? Algeria is correct. What was the name of the program LBJ created to combat poverty? Fair Deal, Great Society, or New Frontier? Great Society is correct. Who was the heavyweight champion defeated by Ali in 64? Joe Frazier, Sonny Liston, or George Foreman? Sonny Liston is correct. What action figure was introduced in 64? G.I. Joe, Spider-Man, or He-Man? G.I. Joe is correct. What was the average house price of a new house in 1960? $15,500, $8,500, or $12,700? $12,700. Bread is 60s slang for what? Drugs, money, or food? Money is correct. Why was the Doors' hit song banned from The Ed Sullivan Show? Lyrics were considered too aggressive, song was too long, or technical difficulties? Lyrics were considered too aggressive. What debuted during the Army-Navy football game in 1963? The halftime show, Monday Night Football, or Instant Replay? Instant Replay. What movie did Sophia Loren win Best Actress for in 1960? Marriage Italian Style, Houseboat, or Two Women? Two Women is correct. What popularized the Mai Tai in the 60s? Cruise ships, tiki bars, or Hawaii? Tiki bars is correct. Who asserted France's independence from NATO in 1966? Charles de Gaulle, Jacques Chirac, or Georges Pompidou? Charles de Gaulle is correct. Who built the first working laser? Charles Townes, Arthur Chaclot, or Theodore Maiman? Theodore Maiman is correct. Who won the World Cup in 1962? Italy, Argentina, or Brazil? Brazil is correct. How many people did Woodstock attract in '69? 400,000, 100,000, or 500,000? $400,000 is correct. Where was the first ATM installed in '67? New York City, Paris, or London? London is correct. What does the term peacenik describe? A hippie musician, someone opposed to war, or a political radical? Someone opposed to war. What popular potato chip brand launched in '68? Pringles, Lay's, or Ruffles? Pringles is correct. What production technique did Phil Spector develop? Autotune, wall of sound, or multi-track recording? Wall of sound is correct. Who played Captain Kirk in Star Trek? James Doohan, William Shatner, or Leonard Nimoy? William Shatner is correct. What is the most well-known line from the movie Spartacus? I am Spartacus, et tu Brute, vini vidi vici. I am Spartacus. Where was Wendy's founded? Cleveland, Columbus, or Detroit? Columbus is correct. What future video game had research beginning in the '60s? Pong, Pac-Man, or Space War? Space War is correct. Who led the Goulash communism movement in Hungary? János Kadar, Imre Nagy, or Lajos Kossuth? János Kadar is correct. Where were the 1964 Summer Olympics held? Munich, Rome, or Tokyo? Tokyo is correct. What type of westerns became popular in the '60s? Space westerns, spaghetti westerns, or revisionist westerns? Spaghetti westerns. Turn on, tune in, and drop out was coined by who? Ken Casey, Timothy Leary, or Hunter S. Thompson? Timothy Leary is correct. Who was the first British band to top the US charts in 1962? The Tornadoes, the Rolling Stones, or the Beatles? The Tornadoes is correct. How many seasons did The Twilight Zone run? 3, 4, or 5? 5 seasons is correct. Who dubbed Natalie Wood singing in West Side Story? Liza Minnelli, Rita Moreno, or Marnie Nixon? Marnie Nixon is correct. By 1965, how many locations did McDonald's have across the USA? 500, 700, or 1,000? 700 is correct. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown in a 1996 military coup in what country? Nigeria, Sudan, or Ghana? Ghana is correct. What did JFK create in '61 to promote international development and volunteer service? Peace Corps, Coast Guard, or Navy? Peace Corps is correct. The 1960 Winter Olympics were held where? Idaho, New York, or California? California is correct. Congratulations on finishing this quiz. Leave your score in the comments below, and as always, like and subscribe so you can join us next time for some fun on quiz time.